G'day ladies and germs, Conor here from C-Dubs Media, back with another video. And today I'm doing my 1-year review of the Pixel 7 Pro. Now some of you might be thinking, should I get it or should I wait for the Pixel 8? I don't know if it's that big of a deal to wait for the Pixel 8 unless there's something amazing in there that we don't know about. But I don't think you're going to be, it's incremental. I think all phones these days are incremental. And that's why I've done this review on this Pixel 7 Pro. 1 year in, it's still my daily driver. I've used plenty of other phones in the meantime. But it's hard to let go of the Pixel 7 Pro. Now, it was released last year with a lot of fanfare and hype. The fanboys were out in droves and everyone was just chomping at the bit to get their hands on it. Then a day later, everyone forgot about it and moved on to the next phone that was being released. But I know a lot of you out there, you might throw your interest at something else, but you're stuck with your phone for another 2 years thanks to your carrier. This isn't about your phone being worse than this, or this phone being better than everyone else's. This is more how this phone has lasted me through the last year. Now, this phone has been my travel companion on overseas trips. It has been my GPS for day trips around the local area. It has been my hotspot for my Chromebook and my daughter's infatuation with Robux. It has been my communicator. It has been my entertainer. It has been my productivity king. Everything I do throughout my day is pretty much done on my phone with the exception of editing video. It is also my connection to others and my escape from the dull world around me. It's my personal banker, it's my exercise companion. I use this for running, cycling, everything to do with my exercise. And I have my PayPal, my banking apps, my Amazon apps, all my shopping is done on here, or even at least organized on this phone. It is my alarm clock, my pocket PC, my translator, my boarding pass, my personal assistant, my security assistant for all the cameras within and around my house. And it is also my direct connection to all the world's shitty media resources. It is fair to say that my phone is my ultimate companion. It does all these things for me on a daily basis. It is the most used thing in my whole life. So how has it held up? Through all that, it doesn't fault me. But you know what? The fucking thing rattles. Can you hear that? It fucking rattles, man. Like, what the go? And there's nothing broken on it. Nothing doesn't work. Like, the buttons still work, the cameras still work, the lenses still work, the microphones still work, everything works, but it rattles. I have seen other videos and other articles where people's Pixel 7 Pros are falling apart. I did bitch about the Pixel 6 Pro falling apart, poor quality assurance, and I'm thinking the 7 Pro might suffer from the same problems. But for me, it's still 100% usable. It pairs beautifully to my Pixel Buds and my Pixel Watch and all my speakers, and my Android Auto connects perfectly to my car, and I get to work and it connects perfectly to my Bluetooth speaker. It just syncs with everything that I use in my Android Google ecosystem. The camera, after many updates, is still amazing. I took this camera along with my Canon R6 Mark II on a trip to the Philippines and a few other places, and it did not let me down. And it was so easy to just pull out of my pocket and take a snapshot and tuck it back into my pocket. It takes amazing landscape photos. It takes amazing portrait photos. It takes beautiful candid street photos. And it is all done with the most amazing computational photography I think that you're going to get on a smartphone. It does it all for you. The Pixel 7 Pro is one of the best smartphone cameras on the market. The video on the Pixel 7 Pro, I would class it as pretty shit. What do I mean by that? Well, it can record in 4K 60 or 4K 30. That's not an issue, but the quality of it is an issue. The fact that it overheats in summer is an issue. Like, you can't record for too long in Australia at 4K 60, it overheats. So I do think it's got an awful long way to go. There was also a lot of, it copped a lot of shit over its cinematic mode, and it was just like this cheap portrait mode and done better by other competitors. So I think that needs to be improved. Hopefully in the Pixel 8 they really lift their game in some of these areas, because the video, it's really lacking. It is fine for the TikTokers of the world or the Snapchat videos and that sort of shit, but it's not good if you want to record something of good quality and display it on a TV or anything of a bigger screen. Now you might think I'm just the old dude who still watches content on the TV, and so be it, but I watch a lot of YouTube on my TV and a lot of creators' content on my TV, and I can see a big difference in the phone use and the phone quality over, say, a mirrorless or DSLR. Some other areas for the video to improve on, I would like to see 23.98 frames per second and 25 frames per second for us in the Southern Hemisphere. That would be nice to have, because some of us do create stuff that we like to be able to piece together in a sort of semi-professional way. So to have that option would be cool. I understand that it's a phone, but I would like that. And the slow motion, although it is effective and cool enough, it still looks pretty mushy, and I would try not to use it if I was creating something on a commercial level. I'm ranting, I'm off track. The video on the Pixel 7 Pro is pretty bad, but the photography is amazing. Now that software is what I came to the Pixel lineup for, and it's what I'm gonna stay for. It's just out of this world, the software experience. And I know Apple people say, well, Apple just works. Well, fuck off, you idiot. It doesn't come anywhere close to Pixel software. It just doesn't. But I'll just go through the Tensor G2 and 12 gigs of RAM. And that's here nor there. That's a processor and lots of RAM, and that's pretty cool. But Android as bare as I can get it, and it's just gonna provide me with a simple yet extremely fluid experience. And I just love how it is on the phone. I can make it as light as possible. I can remove all the apps that I want or install all the apps that I want. And right now I have no social media on my phone except for Instagram. I don't have anything else. I took it all off and deleted a lot of my apps on like TikTok and Snapchat. And Twitter is basically in the garbage tin as well. But I get the option to remove a lot of software from this device. So I basically use it as a tool and for some light entertainment like YouTube, and sometimes if I'm out and about, I'll watch the footy on here as well, because it's a direct link to live sport. So I do like that as well. I think that is really cool, and it doesn't seem to overheat when I'm watching live sport on here. It doesn't seem to overheat when I'm doing video calls and stuff like that, just when I'm using the video recorder. But every other time it doesn't overheat. For me, having that assistant on there is what is setting it apart from everyone else. And that, not the speech recognition, but being able to have it transcribe for me or send messages for me. I can just tap the microphone button, speak very relaxed into the phone, and it will write the message for me. And it gets it right most of the time. Then the assistant features of having it put someone on hold for me, because I've got better things to do than stay on hold for 45 minutes to an insurance company. My phone does it for me. Those sorts of features are amazing, and that's why I use the Pixel device and the Pixel software. You know, it does things like it remembers where I go and on what days, and it gives me traffic updates before I even leave, and sometimes it says, hey, you need to leave now if you want to get there on time. I haven't told it where I'm going, it just knows through my routine where I'm going. So I get these alerts through the Google feed that are there to assist me in my day-to-day travels. That's tech as it should be used. You know, like I'm big on, you shouldn't be using tech to stare at your phone and thumb scroll 4 hours worth of TikTok. That is bad news for anyone. That is not good for your mental space. It is not good for your productivity. It is shit. But getting a notification to say, hey, there's a traffic jam, you need to leave early to get to this place on time, without any input from me. All I do is carry the phone around and Google does the rest for me. So overall, I mean, I'm not going to stray away from the Pixel device. I'm not going to head towards a Samsung. I've got an iPhone for work, which they give me, and I sure as hell ain't going to go to any Apple device for my personal use. It's Pixel for me. I probably will get the 8 just because I like having the best of the best when it comes to the Pixel phone. And I do really like the hardware in here as well. So I will do that. I hope they release like a Pixel 8 Pro in a smaller footprint. That would really sell me, but if they don't, I'm just going to get the largest one anyway. But a couple of honorable mentions on the hardware of this device. The battery, 5,000 milliamp. I get to the end of the day but I do charge it at work and on the way home through Android Auto. And so I actually get to the end of the day with plenty of battery to spare. If I didn't charge it during the day, I'd just get there. The display, Quad HD AMOLED, beautiful to look at, nice to touch. It's a good display, very smooth with that 120 Hertz. Built-in VPN, very sweet, very secure. The lenses are 50 megapixels in the main sensor, 12 in the ultra-wide and 48 megapixels in the telephoto. It is Gorilla Glass Victus on the front. IP68, so you don't have to worry about getting it wet, falling in the pool or any of that. It is safe from water. 5 years of software updates, and I think that's 3 years of major updates and 5 in total of security updates. Face unlock and fingerprint unlock are not the fastest in the world, but they are fast enough. I don't have problems with unlocking it. And wireless charging, it's okay. I mean, it's not super fast either, but it does it, and having it is great as well. And I think the best spec of all, you get all of these flagship qualities for, I'm talking nearly half the price of, say, an iPhone or the S23 Ultra. If the latest and greatest does not bother you, then don't worry about waiting for the 8. You can get a great deal on the 6 Pro. You can get a great deal on the 7 Pro. They all offer amazing software features and really, really, really good hardware. Except for that rattle. I still can't get over that fucking rattle. Anyway, that's my 1 year review on the Pixel 7 Pro. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Check it.